This segment is brought to you by Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. And anytime we want to get updates about things that are happening at the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office, we turn our attention to Captain Brennan. How are we doing, Captain Brennan Thurn, today?
Doing well. How are you, Keith?
Doing great, thank you. Nice cold weather outside. We're all very thankful and appreciative. November's done. December's here. That means the holidays are coming up, and we always want to make sure that we're keeping people safe. Tell us some of the things that y'all be doing over in Lafourche Parish to do that.
Well, obviously, you saw the news release recently about our Click It or Ticket campaign. So we've been starting on the highways by making sure that passengers are safe. And of course, we're going to increase patrols in parking lots and in neighborhoods over the course of the next few weeks as people continue to go do those last-minute Christmas shopping trips. And that's what we really want to focus on today, Keith, is some safety tips for people as they go out and do that last-minute Christmas shopping and get those highly anticipated gifts for Christmas.
Yeah, and look, people are coming and going. Look, we know that some of those high traffic areas are going to be even more traffic. It's going to be a lot of bumper to bumper in some places. And we just ask people, I know you want to get out and get your stuff and get it done, but we got to slow down and we got to be patient in those areas.
Yeah, and there's plenty of good tips for you to think about whenever you do go shopping. Like you said, there's going to be a lot of people on the highways, and look, starting this weekend and in the next few weeks, like you're going to see all of that traffic pick up on the highways. So, like you said, patience is the key. When you do actually go to park, be smart about it. If it's at night, make sure you're parking in a well-lit area, preferably directly under a light, if at all possible. And most importantly, if it's during the daytime or at night, but certainly more during the day, make sure you keep those purchases out of sight. One of the tips that I've been using for years, because it's something I do personally, is when my wife and I are planning to go Christmas shopping, we always throw blankets in the back of our SUV so that as soon as we buy something, we're throwing blankets on top of it. So if anybody's looking in to try to get a peek of what might be inside the car, see if it's worthy of breaking in, you're concealing that. And look, that goes along with what we say on a daily basis about locking your car and removing valuables, because if you take away the target and there's no target, thieves are likely just going to move on to an easier target.
Yeah, target and access. Those are the two things, right? And I love the idea of that blanket. I keep a blanket in a car because my wife's always cold, and here I'm cold along with her. So we have that as well. She's really good about reminding me when we get out of the car. She if she's leaving her purse in, she hides her purse. She puts it in one of our compartments, and it's locked, actually. And so the blanket's a great idea. The other thing is slow down, lock your car. Remember many years ago, Life's a Little Instruction book, it said, trust in God, but lock your car.
No doubt. And look, along those lines, we always want to understand that we live in a great community, and we certainly trust our neighbors. But, you always have bad actors that appear at this sort of time of year. So be aware of any stranger approaching you for any reason. People are going to try to take advantage of you around your giving nature of this holiday season. But 3 quick tips, Keith, when you are actually shopping. One is try to carry as little cash as possible, unless you're going to a place that you need to have cash. Again, it's about making yourself less of a target. And if you're pulling out wads of cash, people, prying eyes are seeing that, and they're going to potentially make you, look at you as a potential victim. The other thing is, and this may be kind of clearing up a misconception, anytime that you can use your phone to tap to pay, that is the most secure way that you're going to be able to pay for anything. For one, and again, I'm not as schooled on Android use, but as an Apple user, every time you use Apple Pay, it typically uses a completely different credit card number through the Apple Pay system. So you don't have to worry about your card number getting stolen whatsoever. And that is the most secure way to pay. People think, oh, no, it's on your phone, anybody can get to it. No, it's the opposite. If you have an actual physical card, that is more susceptible to being stolen or having, the NFC tags, all of those different things that can apply to your identity and all of that, that can more easily be stolen when you have a physical card. Keith, it's to the point where I typically don't leave the house with, any of that information. My driver's license, all of my cards are on my phone, secure and locked away. You need my face or a passcode to get into it. So that is the most secure way to pay for sure when you're paying at the point of purchase. And look, anytime you're buying anything online, use trusted websites. Don't use a one-off website just because you think you found a deal. That's typically where scammers live. And you want to make sure that when you're going through the checkout process that there is a secure icon there and that checkout process is secure.
Yeah, and so I love you really taking care of that misconception. I love that idea because people think, oh my God, I don't want to use my phone. But like you said, certainly for Apple Pay, it is going to make sure that it's more secure. That's some of the things that they do automatically to help make sure that your identity doesn't get stolen.
And that's the key here, right? Like you want to protect yourself. And so I understand the hesitation. We get people that come into the office all the time here in Lafourche. Oh, well, I don't want to put anything on my phone because people are going to have access to it. Well, people have access. The government has access to your data all day long. So that's not a real worry. The worry is about having your credit card number stolen and used. And again, if you're using a physical card, that is the most susceptible way to have that information stolen. Whereas if you're using tap to pay, there's several levels of encryption that's preventing that sort of thing from happening.
Some fantastic updates and holiday tips. We appreciate it very much. Captain Brendan Mathern, you have a safe and happy Christmas, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment, but don't go anywhere. Got a whole lot more right here on Bayou Time.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.